How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins, Media Corner, back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it's going to be on the 2024 animated adventure fantasy comedy film, and that is Orion and the Dark. This film is based off the 2014 book of the same name, and it's directed by first-time director Charmatz, and it was written by Charlie Kaufman. And this film tells the story of a boy named Orion, who in the film is voiced by Tremblay, and he has an active imagination in which he's pretty much afraid of everything. Like he has a lot of fears in his life until he finds himself on a unforgettable journey throughout the night with his new friend, which is a giant smiling creature named Dark, who's voiced by Hauser. So that's pretty much the story of Orion and the Dark. Now, I never read the book that this film is based off, so I went to this film knowing nothing about the book itself. But I was actually really intrigued to check this one out, since this was the latest animated film from DreamWorks Animation. And this was one of the very first movies to be released on Netflix, since this was a Netflix film as well. And I did check out this movie on Netflix a few days after it was released, which was the 2nd of February. And after viewing this movie at home, I gotta say, this film really surprised me here, because I definitely had a really great time here with Orion the Dark. And it's definitely another DreamWorks animation film I can consider being on the side that I found myself really intrigued with here. The animation here for this movie I thought was really good to look at in terms of its style it went for, because it's a really cartoony animated film, and it's really colorful to look at in terms of like the character models and designs, like for the creatures that were used in the film, like Dark and his friends, which I thought all that was well animated. And the voice work in this film I thought was really good here, from a really packed voice cast which you have here, in which you've got Tremblay, Walter Hauser, Colin Hanks, and Angela Bassett. I thought everyone here for the most part were really good for voicing these characters here within this movie. But the storytelling here for this film I kind of felt was overlapping, because it does tend to have a few plot holes here and there, mostly in the second act of the film, which I kind of felt that act was pretty messy when it comes to some of those plot holes here and there in this film, what the film tries to represent here. But I still like the overall main storytelling here for this film here, which is basically about this boy who's trying to confront his fears, and then he finds himself on a journey with this creature that he encounters in the film here. And as for its overall message of the film here, it is something that we've seen before in the past within these types of movies, mostly kids films, but I still found it to be pretty strong here, which is basically about confronting your fears, and which is something that we do face within our lives day to day and all that. But in the end, guys, Orion and the Dark, this film really surprised me here. It's definitely another great flick from DreamWorks Animation here. And again, it's definitely one I will put on the side for being a really intriguing DreamWorks Animation film here. And if you're a fan of DreamWorks Animation, or you're a fan of like the book, or you're a fan of like these types of like animated films, I would say this is definitely a good popcorn treat for yourself. So that's pretty much all I'll say about Orion and the Dark. I'm going to give Orion and the Dark 4 out of 5. Yeah, definitely another great DreamWorks animation flick here, and it's definitely one I would put on the side for being a really intriguing watch here. And while despite having a few faults I did have with the movie, it did never manage to harm my experience as I was watching this film at home here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on Orion and the Dark, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked this out. Did you really enjoy this one, or was this not your popcorn treat? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.